General Hospital latest update. Port Charles is boiling with drama. Michael shocks everyone by vowing to flee the country with Wiley and Amelia, while Drew declares game over in the custody war. Trina's boyfriend Kai overhears a secret that could explode Curtis and Portia's plans. Ava's back in power mode, and Christina hires Cody to seduce her. Meanwhile, Lucky breaks the news to Laura he's leaving again, but not before gifting Isaiah a lakeside cabin. In court, Willow faces tough questions about Drew and her parenting. Will love cost her custody? Martin returns broke and aiming at Tracy, while Brooklyn plots revenge with fire in her eyes. Secrets, schemes, and shattered loyalties. Wednesday's General Hospital is a powder keg ready to blow. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers Wednesday, June 11th. Michael vows to leave country with kids. Drew says game over. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, June 11th, reveal that Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, will vow to leave the country with the kids while Drew Cameron Matheson, says game over. It sounds like there'll be plenty of confidence on both sides of this custody feud. So let's discuss what's ahead on the ABC soap. For starters, there'll be some other story developments happening in Port Charles. Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, will admit to Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, that he overheard something he wasn't supposed to. That should bring Kai's confession about the fight he eavesdropped on at Curtis Ashford, Danelle Turner, and Portia Robinson's Brooke Kerr house. Kai may offer updates on Curtis' plot to use Jacinda, Paige Herschel, against Drew, and wonder what Trina thinks he should do. While Trina and Kai figure out what's next, Jordan, Tanisha Harper, will push someone to trust her with the project. This could give Jordan a chance to continue earning Jen Sidwell's, Carlo Rhoda, trust and reeling him into her trap. In Portia's office, Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, will support her now that he's found her after a meltdown. It'll lead to Isaiah suggesting that maybe Portia should take a step back, so he might think she should take a leave of absence or at least a few days off. As for Curtis, he'll summon Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, and announce that he wants to hire her. Curtis will want Felicia to put her investigative skills to good use and presumably find Jacinda, so she'll accept the gig on Wednesday's GH episode. Over with Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight. He'll taunt Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, about needing his services sooner than she might think. Martin is cooking up a plan to get his finances back on track, and Tracy is at the center of it all. Other General Hospital spoilers say Drew will assure Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, and Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, that it was game over as soon as the truth came out. Drew might insist that Michael's secret baby with Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, was enough to seal the deal on scoring Willow's sole custody. However, Nina will unleash her wrath in Wednesday's show, so she may corner Drew privately and call him out for manipulating Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver. Nina isn't as willing to believe Wiley misunderstood as Willow is, so she may blast Drew, both for toying with Wiley's emotions and for ruining any chance of a compromise with Michael. Meanwhile, Michael will reveal that he wants to leave the country with Wiley and Amelia Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako. Since Michael will count on emerging victorious in the custody feud, he'll already be planning this major move. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, will all receive Michael's huge news, but they may try to talk him out of it. That's especially true since the paternity secret is out and Daisy Gilmore Corinthos has arrived. Sasha may be more willing to let Michael play a role in Daisy's life if he sticks around, and we know he will since Rory Gibson just came on the scene as a successful Michael recast. Regardless, some twists and turns are still to come in this custody case, so don't miss what's in store for Michael and Willow. Today's next update. Michael questions Willow's trip to Germany, and Lucky breaks the news to Laura he's leaving. Today on General Hospital, Willow and Michael's case is in the hands of the judge. Martin returns with a surprise, and Tracy advises Brooke Lynn against her latest plan. Tracy finds Brooke Lynn by the boathouse, having just seen Marco depart. Tracy wonders if she's suing someone. Brooke Lynn rants that she'd love to sue her mother and her other grandmother. She's always tried to be good and honest like her mother and grandmother, and look where that's gotten her. Tracy says now that she knows they aren't perfect, she doesn't have to try to live up to that expectation. Brooklyn fumes that she wants to show people they can't mess with her and get away with it. Tracy asks, like Lulu. Tracy says she loves seeing this strength in her, but it also comes at a cost. She says her conflict with her father left her with a lot of regrets. She tells Brooklyn it's amazing to find the love of your life, as she has in Chase, and she should focus on her family. She tells Brooklyn she is surrounded by good people who love her, so think about that before she puts her energy towards revenge. Ava and Trina catch up. At Ava's gallery, she is planning a huge event, but Trina thought they were watching their spending. Ava says those days are over, and Ava Jerome is back. She claims she refinanced her second mortgage, and Jen Sidwell has made several large purchases. She thanks Trina for being a big part of helping her get through. Trina says she's always here for her, except for tomorrow. She's going with Kai to the hospital to see his scans. She brings up how Kai is getting closer to Drew, which doesn't sit well with her. Ava suggests that both she and Kai be careful around that man. Ava says the congressman can be very cunning. Trina knows what Drew's capable of, and she's doing this for Kai's sake. Ava thinks her mom probably feels the same way, having to deal with Drew at the hospital. Trina notes her mom has been stressed lately. Trina tells Ava about her grandpa Marshall visiting and meeting Kai and how there was this vibe between their parents, and she feels there is something more happening. Ava tells her not to worry, as all relationships go through phases. Trina is sure she's making a big deal out of nothing. Their talk turns to Rick, and Trina's noted Ava has spent a lot of time with him. Ava says he's a good man to have around professionally and personally. Ava is happy, which Trina's glad to hear. However, she wonders if Rick is the right guy, as she knows his reputation, and she just wants Rick to be worthy of Ava. Christina has a job for Cody. At the Metro Court pool, Christina asks Cody to seduce someone, Ava. Cody asks why her? He thought Ava was seeing Rick. Christina says she is, and she wants Rick to see how horrible Ava is. She's not looking out for Rick, but for Molly, who hates that her dad is dating Ava. Christina says Ava is the reason she and Molly lost their baby, and is the reason her brother Morgan is dead, so this would be a good thing he'd be doing. She offers to make it worth his while. Cody understands she's looking for Molly, but Ava has a reputation. He's not sure he wants to get mixed up with her. Christina says she'll make it worth his time, but Cody says she needs to prove it and offer him cash up front. Martin returns with a story. Martin drops by to surprise Laura at her office. She asks why he didn't tell her that he was back. He couldn't look her in the face as he lied to her. He reminds her how he called her a while back, saying he had straightened out things with his ex, but that was a lie. He was thrown in jail for the evening and used his one call to phone her. He explains that all his wives got together to take everything from him. Martin reveals he's broke. He can't afford his room in the Metro Court and asks if he could stay with her. Laura says he can, as she has the room, seeing that Lulu has moved out and Lucky is spending all his time at Elizabeth's. Martin thanks her, and they embrace. He promises to make a full financial recovery and Tracy Quartermain will pay for it. Laura says he should steer clear of Tracy right now as she's had a lot of upheaval in her life lately. She is allowing him into her home, but she won't tolerate him breaking the law to get back at Tracy. Martin assures her that this time, the law is on his side. Lucky offers a goodbye gift. At the hospital, Lucky finds Isaiah, who asks what brings his friend here. Lucky is here to repay a debt. He gives him the deed to a cabin on the lake that his dad built. Lucky reveals he's leaving Port Charles. Lucky tells Isaiah what went down with his failed proposal, and this is all for the best. He says Isaiah saved Lulu's life, so he wants him to have this land. Isaiah points out that Lucky's also saved him from Sidwell and renewed his passion for medicine. He thinks they are even. They embrace and Lucky says he has to take off. Isaiah wishes him luck. Portia gives Kai a heads up. Kai drops by Portia's office to talk to her about the congressman. He also wants to apologize, as he shouldn't have been going on about Drew at the party her family invited him to. She says she knows Drew has been very good to him. Kai doesn't see how Drew, who has been good to him, doesn't get along with her and her family. He knows there was an issue with Aurora between Curtis and Drew, but is there something else he's not seeing? Portia tells Kai that Drew and Curtis used to be friends, but once Drew came out of Peshenville, he had changed. He had become opportunistic and a user, so they are all concerned about his relationship with Drew. She warns him just to be aware of the kind of man Drew really is, and he's capable of exploiting Kai if it serves him. Kai thanks her, and she's given him a lot to think about, and understands now why Trina doesn't trust Drew. Portia tells him that Drew doesn't need to be an issue for him and Trina if they just focus on themselves. It's up to the judge now. In court, Diane asks Willow if being with Drew means more to her than being with her children. Willow says Michael asked her the same thing, and it felt like Michael was saying he would give her access to her children if Drew wasn't in the picture. She calls that controlling, and she shouldn't have to choose. Diane asks about her relationship with Drew and how it began. Willow doesn't understand what her feelings for Drew have to do with her ability to be a good mother. Diane brings up the fact that she and Drew had sex on the floor of her children's nursery, where the children could have walked in on them. Willow explains that wasn't planned, and Drew's ex, Sam, had just died. Diane argues she was putting Drew's needs above her children at that point. Diane also brings up Willow barring Michael's family from access to him when he was at General Hospital, and asks what helped her decide that course of action. Willow admits that Drew helped her see that it was the only way to get her kids back. Next, Diane brings up the trip to D.C., and Willow explains they thought it was a great way for Wiley to see their government in action. Diane then mentions Michael going to Germany for the best treatment possible, which Willow states she saw as him abandoning their children rather than staying closer at Johns Hopkins. When Michael was in Germany, Diane mentions that it was then that Willow and Drew moved the children into Drew's house. Diane asks if the children have ever expressed an interest in moving back to their home, and Willow says they have. Rick questions Willow, and she brings up getting along with Michael and the kids last night while visiting the new baby, and she hoped they could work things out. However, this morning, Michael came at her with animosity and said there was no compromise with Drew in the picture. She admits she made mistakes, and she may not have been the best wife, but it doesn't mean she doesn't love her children. Rick points out that for the past several months, she's been her children's only parent. Willow adds that Drew helped her make a home for them, and the fact is, she is their mother and they belong with her. Willow and Nina talk Jeech. The judge says she is adjourning court and they'll be notified when she reaches a verdict, which will be made in the best interests of the children. Willow tells Nina and Drew that she tried. They tell her that she was great. Meanwhile, Diane tells Carly and Michael now they wait. The show's final moments. At the pool, Cody tells Christina they don't know if Ava will even bite, and it will cost her $1,000 in cash for him to even try to see if Ava is interested. Christina says he has a deal and hands him the pair of glasses Ava left behind. She says this can be his way of reconnecting with her. Lucky drops by his mother's office. She jokes that he never comes to visit her. He looks at her and says he's sorry. She knows immediately that he's leaving again. In her office, Portia calls Nina and leaves a frantic message. She needs to find Jacinda. Portia throws her phone across the room just as Isaiah appears. At the Q's boathouse, Brooklyn thanks her granny for the warning. She tells her not to look at what she's doing as revenge, but doing what's right and just. Michael and Carly return to the hospital. Michael is still confused about Willow visiting him in Germany and asks if she's sure she went. Carly says Jason was the one who convinced her to go. Michael wonders why he was never told she was there. Outside the courtroom, Willow tells Nina that she can't believe Michael lied about what Wiley said. She knows Drew would never say those things about her son. In court, Drew tells Rick that because of Wiley, he's sure Willow is going to win custody of those kids. On the next General Hospital, Kai tells Trina he overheard something he wasn't supposed to hear. Isaiah suggests that Portia take a step back. Martin has a warning for Tracy that she may soon need his services. Michael tells his mother that he's taking Amelia and Wiley and leaving the country. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.